Good afternoon. I hope everyone's well today. Thank you for watching. It is appreciated as always. Housekeeping first and foremost. We've had some more victories for Reform UK overnight. We've had Tony Harrison in Rotherham. We've had Ed Doyle in Hartlepool. Andrew McCallan in Bassetlaw and Graham Bocking in Tewkesbury. So well done to you guys. I am sure you're going to do good work for you and constituents locally. And it shows again that Reform UK seems to have a lot of momentum in the country. The small boats crossings are not going to improve with the French Anglo deal that's been completed this week with the Prime Minister and the French President. It's a one in, one out policy. It's equivalent to about 17 in to 1 out because of the ratio of the percentage of what's going to be allowed back. I think it's about 5 or 6%. The French are limited to about 50 a week, and they have a veto, according to Matt Goodwin. He says that the Times have stated the French will be given a veto over which small boat migrants they take back, so no doubt they'll be rejecting those they consider a security risk. Here's a word to the not-so-wise with the Labour government. Every single boat person from France is a security risk because we do not know who they are. They're coming over in large boats and they're getting bigger by the day. They are fighting age men and we haven't consented. So this is an invasion, whichever way you try to shape it. Now we have the Home Secretary on GB News today and she was being interviewed and she couldn't give a straight answer. So we're going to have a look at this quick video first of all.
I'm not hearing a yes or a no here, though. Will it stop the boats coming over here? You can guarantee that we will see a decline in numbers of people coming across the channel.
Well, frankly, no one should be making these dangerous boat journeys across the channel. So, of course, we set out as part of our plan for change, our determination to reduce the number of these dangerous boat crossings, to go after the criminal gangs who are undermining our border security and putting lives at risk as well. So we need to do that not just through the returns arrangements that we've set out yesterday, but also through the change that France has now committed to make to their maritime rules, so they can intervene in French waters. As we know, their rules have prevented that happening.
So here's the thing, if we're in a borderless society where there are no countries and there are no borders, why would the French stop the British going into their waters to stop the small boats? I don't really get that. I don't understand that mentality. Either you've got no borders and there are no countries, or there are borders and we have countries. Pick a side. You can't have it both ways, surely.
And that's why we've seen some of those disgraceful scenes, people climbing onto the boats in shallow waters, really dangerous overcrowding of boats that then undermine border security as well. Dawn.
Sorry to interrupt. We saw 700 crossing yesterday. Will this scheme stop those boats coming over?
No, it won't. Let's just be clear. It won't. And if you listen to Yvette Cooper, she's not actually concerned about the security of the British citizens, the safety of the people, the calibre of the boat people, meaning are they health and a social risk to the country. None of that is a priority. Her priority is, well, they shouldn't be making the crossing because it's dangerous for them. That's where the empathy is. It's not these criminals breaking into the country that have no respect for our border and our laws. That's not her concern. Her concern is, well, let's think of the poor migrants. No, I don't share that sentiment. Most of the country, most Lib Dem voters, alright, the leftists of the left, think that illegals shouldn't be staying in the country. You're in a minority.
Well, we need a combination of the returns that we've talked about alongside the 30,000 we have returned since the election to countries all over the world.
Right, those aren't boat people. Those aren't those aren't refugees, alright? The people that she's returned are overstayers on visas, and they've been paid to go, and there's nothing to stop them coming back into the country. They are not people that are going in hotels. They are not people that haven't been vetted, that are being shipped back. The only people being shipped back are people on study visas, maybe overstayers on work visas, those types of people, and they're usually paying them to go.
and also the stronger law enforcement, and also the action within French waters, and also the action here in the UK against illegal working here in the UK that criminal gangs often use as a way.
I'm not hearing a yes or a no here, though. Will it stop the boats coming over here?
So the whole purpose of what we're doing is to bring down these dangerous boat crossings because...
See, that's her issue, is the fact that these boat crossings are dangerous. That's her concern. It's not the danger that these fighting age men will bring to the United Kingdom, or her constituents, my neighbours, myself, or yourself. Her concern is the health and safety of the people in the boats. That's your leftists for you.
Because we think no one should be making those boat crossings. What we did say, what the Prime Minister said yesterday, is there's no single silver bullet.
Well, there is. I've got 2 separate single silver bullets, well, I'm going to go over with you in a minute. So that's enough for you. That's what those politicians do. That's all they do. Waffle and say like these catchphrases and buzzwords like silver bullet. There are silver bullets. There are several. Rupert Lowe's mentioned one, and it's one that I brought up on the channel last year, and I've been bringing up ever since. You detain the people coming into the UK, you arrest them, and you deport them to a uninhabited island. That would be my choice. That would be the way I would deal with it. And once that message gets out that this is what awaits you, the small boat crossings will stop pretty much overnight in my view. That's just my opinion, and that's my method, and Rupert Lowe seems to agree. Your mileage may vary on that point. Now, another method is Nigel Farage has mentioned bringing in the Navy. I'm on the fence about that, but we'll get to that in a moment. If you think that Yvette Cooper is an outlier and the entire Labour Party isn't filled with people like her, I've got a bridge I'd like to sell you. I'm going to play you a clip now, and this is from a York MP called Rachel Maskell. She's actually spearheading a petition in Parliament to get Gazan refugees' right to remain in the United Kingdom. So if we get some Gazans over in the UK in the next few years, you've got her to thank for that. I'll play you this clip. This is the mentality of the leftist. This is the mentality of the Labour Party. And then you let me know if you think that the entire Labour Party needs to be voted out of office.
Out so much more and say 20,000 is not enough, 30,000 is not enough. Saturation point, because what?
Keep going until we're at saturation points. As many as possible. Open the floodgates.
What does it matter if we have to wait another week for a hospital visit?
Yeah, you've got terminal cancer. You're at death's door. This MP thinks, well, what does it matter? What does it matter you've got to wait another week for the chemo? What does it matter if you need to wait another week to get that tumour removed? What does it matter? Indeed, what does it matter when you've got that mentality? You're not fit for office, you need to go.
Or if our class sizes are slightly bigger.
Yeah, why bother with the education of the youth? Why bother? What does it matter? What does it matter? Let them all in. Let them come. Let them come.
Or if our city is slightly fuller. What?
Yeah, what does it matter if you feel like a stranger in your own country? What does it matter if you feel intimidated by the very public and startling public calls to prayer? What does that matter? What does that matter to you or me?
Does it matter if things are slightly more challenging, if we have to...
Yeah, tell that to the Rotherham grooming gang victims. Let me know about that. Or the Manchester Evening Arena victims. Yeah, she thinks it's slightly more challenging. The social cohesion slightly more challenging. And our buddies up in Northern Ireland, I've got the right idea. They had a bonfire, I think it was yesterday, and it's part of the Orange Order as marching season has begun over in Northern Ireland, and they had an effigy of the migrants atop, and it basically says, stop the boats, look after the veterans first. I don't disagree. This MP thinks it's a disgrace. All the MPs, all the politicians think it's a disgrace. I really don't. Time and time again, election after election, we promise lower migration, both legal and illegal. Never stops. It never stops. And it'll never stop with Labour in power.
Pay a little bit more into the system. Surely it is worth it to see those lives being restored again. And surely it's worth it.
That's the mentality of the entire Labour Party, by the way. She's not an outlier. And that is the rump, if not all, of the Labour Party. And she's a red wall MP. They all need to be voted out. Now on to the second point. As I say, Farage has gone on TV and he's mentioned that he would instruct His Majesty's Royal Navy to ship them back to France. Ship all the boats back to France. And that's the end of the matter. Yeah, that's one way to skin a cat, that's one way to do it, but as I say, I think my method's better with the island. I would go for that method. With Farage's method, it would be very performative, and it would annoy the French. Well, that's a positive, that's why you would do it actually. But it would be an international incident, and it would be messier. Either will get the job done. Now you let me know below, do you think that my method is better with the secluded island that nobody lives on, when they're given a tent? Me and Mr. Lowe agree on that one. Or the more visual, performative measure of calling the Navy in. Now, I hear you say that, well, the Navy won't do that. That would be breaking international law. Nigel Farage is clear. He would expect their resignation if they don't adhere to the government's instructions of the day. It's as simple as that. If you're not prepared to give or take instruction from the government and you're in the military, then what are you doing with your life, frankly? It's whatever stripe of governments you would be required to do what they're asking you to do. Now, if you like this video, and you think that Nigel, when he gets in, should call in the Navy, you let me know. You let me know if you think that the Labour Party are ever serious about stopping migration. I certainly don't think so. And you let me know if you think my island idea is the better idea. I'd love to have your insights and thoughts. As always, like and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Have a good day.